Georgia. Same idea. Yeah, that's why we.
Very humid. No.
Yeah, it's all.
Yes.
I mean, I lived in Florida for a couple of years.
Excuse me?
I couldn't live in, I've been to Florida a lot.
Excuse me, it is 7 PM. Do you wish to begin?
Seven. Sorry.
He's ready to start if you are.
If you are ready to start, the microphones are enabled.
Yes, Scott, go ahead. I mean, Jeff. I was talking to Scott. See, it's age. It's the calendar that's killing them. Everybody set?
Set.
Right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the planning board meeting for September. I'd like to start the meeting with a salute to the flag and a moment of silence. I'm trying. Gotta get a better chart of my life. I
pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. We all have our little addition paperwork. We are good to go. Okay, let's call the meeting to order. Roll call. Ron Perlwitz here.
Don Spencer here.
Boudreaux here. Turnover here.
All Adams here.
Thank you. Pre-roll for October 1st, 2025. Ron Perlwitz, I plan to be here.
Don Spencer, I plan to be here.
Boudreaux plans to be here. Terranova, I do not plan to be here.
Paul Adams plan to be here.
Okay, thank you. Approval of minutes. The August 6th, 2025.
I make a motion we approve the minutes for the August 2025 meeting.
Thank you.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Board members, what's your pleasure?
Boudreaux, aye.
Don Spencer, yes.
Terranova, yes.
Paul Adams, yes.
And Ron Perlwitz, yes. Okay. The first item is an extension request, preliminary plan, decision approval for Brushy Brook. And I see Mr. Landry.
Always see you.
Thank you.
To the board, Bill Landry representing the applicant. This is an automatic request for an extension of the time period for the preliminary plan for an additional year in accordance with the state statute. This is a case you'll recall that the board voted on this project. It's the 140 lot subdivision. Yeah, on August 26th, I think it was. August 24th. There wasn't a decision at that time. The vote occurred late at night. There was a fair amount of confusion. The decision wasn't written and recorded until September 11th, 2023. And it was appealed at that time by my client because there were errors. Of course. Should I speak? Yes. Test. Sounds better.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Apologize.
So the decision was recorded on September 11th, 2023, and it was appealed. at that time to the State Housing Appeals Board and then transferred to the Superior Court after the State Housing Appeals Board ceased to exist at the end of 2023. And that appeal was not resolved, and it was resolved in favor of the applicant as part of a modification of the decision. That appeal was resolved by a consent order of the Superior Court on March 15th, 2024. So I don't think that the 2 years runs out until March 15th, 2024. I actually filed earlier than the vote and much earlier before the recorded decision and much, much earlier before the decision on the appeal. But we had other things ongoing, and I thought that this review might coincide with a hearing on the final plan submission, which has been pending for some time and that we've been working with the planning department on. So in any event, we're early in this request. It's an automatic request, and it would extend the 2-year. It would extend by 1 more year the 2-year approval period, initial approval period of the preliminary plan decision, with that additional year to run from March 15th, 2024. There's something in the statute about an annual review that's associated with these automatic extension requests. And I know you've, Ms. Prelowitz, you've seen a number of these since you've been on the board, but that I understand to be an update of what's going on in the project. And what's going on here is that we have a very voluminous final plan submission that was made late last year, and on which a notice of deficiencies was prepared by the planner. There were several items that were noted as requiring additional work. There were over 30 conditions in the decision, and some of them related to items that were covered by those conditions. Some of them related to the final approval checklist. And so we've been working through several of these issues with the planner and with the planning board solicitor to try to streamline this whole process so that it's a little more manageable when it comes before the board. We've had several encounters, conference calls and letters, and we had our latest meeting was this afternoon. And I think we're coming to a point we're close to a re-review of the completeness issue and to being on your agenda to begin the final plan review process. You'll recall, Mr. Prelowitz, that there were several items that the planning board specifically wanted to see again at the final plan stage. One of them involved the pedestrian strip on the road. We were required to confer with DPW and the planning department and try to reach a consensus on that, which we did. Another one involved the question of off-site improvements, and we were required to try to accomplish an agreement with DPW on the off-site improvements and when they would occur. And we've gotten some comments from the solicitor seeking some greater detail on that. We did have a memorandum that was agreed to along those lines. So we did the pre-work that was necessary to get back before you. There will be another determination as to completeness in the near future. And we hope to be on your agenda shortly to start working through the final plan approval issues. So that none of that is before you now. I give it to you informationally as a snapshot of where the project stands at this point.
Okay, thank you. Board members, questions, concerns? I guess there's really none. It's just for the extension, correct?
That's right, Mr. Chairman.
Do we need a vote on this, correct?
Yes, motion to approve the extension.
Well, we're just on the information part of it. There's something that I'm a little concerned about. And Christina, all of us. I'm the only one that's been through this process. All of these people have no real knowledge. If there's some way in a timely fashion or something that's equitable to everybody, if we could get some information out to everybody so they could see where it's
Yes.
been and where it's potentially going.
Understood completely. Your planner and solicitor have been out ahead of that issue in recent weeks, encouraging us to work with them to simplify this, narrow it down, possibly take a couple of issues at a time, and not monopolize a full meeting or throw too much at the board, reorient you, and give it the time that's necessary to get you acclimated to where we left off. I mean, there were a lot of the issues truly are administrative. So I do expect that this package is going to get from this big to about this big. But the issues that are this big were issues the public was concerned about, the board was concerned about. Thankfully, the decision was pretty clear about what the board was looking for on those issues, and in providing guidance that was helpful when we worked on those issues with the staff. So it's not a dozen things that I think we'll be taking significant time with you on. It's probably 2 or 3 design features. And also, we're going to spend some time on how we make sure that everything is buttoned up before there's any actual recording of new lots. We have infrastructure that has to come first to a degree. We have 7 phases in this project, and we're trying to structure a final approval process that ensures that everything that we need for every phase is in place before that phase is recorded. And that's a very general statement. There's a lot of little nuances to that, but that's the thrust, one of the big thrusts of the advance work we're conducting at this time with the planner and with your solicitor to try to simplify this process.
Okay, thank you. Ready for a motion and a vote?
I make a motion, we approve.
This is only an extension. This is, we're giving them more time to come up with stuff. This is only an extension they're seeking tonight, or?
I know that, but is the application, has it expired?
No, it hasn't.
Prior to him asking for this?
No, it has not, Mr. Chairman, and this is not a public hearing, but you may hear from the public if you wish.
You said that this is not a public hearing, but if we so choose, we can hear from you, anybody in the public. This is only an extension. It has nothing to do with what's finally going to happen. It's just that they want a little more time to get their ducks in a row, and it has not expired yet.
But in order to have an extension, doesn't the thing have to be valid?
Can I just suggest that if we're gonna do this, that they come up to the microphone?
Yeah, come on up.
I disagree with Mr. Landry.
Can you introduce yourself, please?
Joe Capalbo. He said that the approval was on August 24th of 23, and I agree. And if you look at our town ordinances and the state statutes, they have 2 years from the date of approval to get this extension from you, the planning board. So if you take 2 years from then, you end up with August 24th of 25. So he's late. This thing has expired. And if you read the ordinance, it says it will expire 2 years from the date of approval. Now, in his letter, he's quoting the date of recording. The date of recording has nothing to do with what it says in the ordinances and the state statutes. So it's my contention that they're asking you to give an extension to a preliminary application that is already terminated. Not to mention all the other problems. Another question would be, does he have all the state permits that he needs, if, assuming that he had applied on time, that he needs for this extension? My contention is he doesn't. So I'd like you to take that under consideration before you vote. I didn't realize that you weren't allowing the public to speak. I didn't know that was the case.
You're being allowed now.
I am. But I want you to consider that. I assume your attorney is well aware of what this statute reads. Are you?
Very much so.
Okay, have I said it incorrectly?
You have, actually.
It says from the
Operative
date of
date is
approval.
The date of
does it not?
recording, because state law specifically says that recording triggers the right to appeal. It's not an approval until it's been recorded and then appealable. So that's by state law. State law dictates. The local ordinance can't change that.
Okay, so the
time
approval of
runs
this
from
board
recording as
is not the
Mr.
date of
excuse me,
approval.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Time runs from recording, just as Mr. Landry has suggested.
Okay. Okay.
And as far as the state approvals go, state law does not require those state permits before final plan. That's specifically a change that's been made. So that is not a requirement. It says as applicable, right? And it's not applicable in this situation. So they don't have to have their state permits in hand right now.
For an extension.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, anyone else? I see no hands. Okay. We're ready for a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the 1-year extension for the Bushy Brook 140 unit comprehensive plan extension.
Second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Board members, what's your pleasure?
I'd say yes.
Boudreaux, yes. Terranoba, yes.
Paul Adams, yes.
And Prowitz, yes.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you. Good
we're all
night.
set. Thank you.
This is 1 year, right?
Yeah. Anybody left? I think it can actually be something we said. Item 2 under old business, continuance request, master plan, continued public informational hearing, proposed major land development project, Atlantic Solar. Plat 7, lot 32, plat 10, lot 87, plat 11, lot 35, 0 Main Street, Atlantic Solar LLC applicant.
If I may, Mr. Chairman,
Certainly.
I received an email correspondence from Mr. Craven, who represents the applicant, indicating that he is requesting a continuance of this matter to the October Planning Board meeting and is extending the deadline for the decision of this matter to December 31, 2025. I also received a call today confirming that from his partner, Mr. Solitro.
Thank you. Ashley, is there room in the meeting, room in the agenda for them to come on October?
Well, so the way that we've been handling this previously, because this has been continued repeatedly, is that they have agreed to an extension of time, whatever the agreement has been. And I think this time it's December, right?
Correct, December 31.
So the status of this application is that it is mid master plan. And so there is a ticking decision time clock, but the applicant is the one that has been requesting the continuance repeatedly. So that what we're extending is the decision clock essentially, which is the time that you have to render a decision on the application, because it is in the middle of a master plan. We have done this numerous times, but the way that we've always done it previously is that they have requested that extension, and we agreed I think it was either the last time or the time before that that they were going to renotice this application regardless because it has been such a long time since the abutters were ever notified of the public informational meeting to begin with. And the original reason that we were keeping it on the agenda and continuing it is because that would have kept their advertising alive by continuing it. That's not really an issue at this point. We can continue it as requested to the October agenda, but unless, I think we've already passed the deadline, right, for submission? If not, we're very close. And I don't know that we would have enough time to review what they've provided, because we've also talked about the fact that only one of you has seen this, and you're all gonna need to get up to speed and get a full set of plans and all the things that we have to do. And so if they're gonna have to re-advertise, I don't think there's room for re-advertising. So we can put it on the agenda, but I don't think it's gonna come before you because we don't have what we would need in order to get you to where you need to be and to advertise in time.
Understood. Okay.
What is advertising? What do you mean by that?
It's required that it's a public informational meeting, which actually doesn't, I don't want to confuse the issue, but doesn't exist anymore. They took this out of state law. So this is a holdover type of meeting from master plan. It's not considered a public hearing. It was called a public informational meeting, and it did require notice to abutters 7 days in advance of the meeting.
Okay.
So because it has been so long since that originally happened, and it's just been continued meeting after meeting after meeting, the agreement with the applicant was that when they do return to you and we start that time clock again, or we start to review the application under that time clock, they are going to renotice abutters, because anybody that was paying attention probably has stopped checking agendas because it's just been continued so many times.
Question, this project has not started already, right?
They're in the middle of master plan, so they don't have any approvals, they don't have any permits, they don't have any permission to do anything. They're in the
Okay.
middle of the approval process with you.
Okay.
To answer your question on that, no, it has not been started.
I got that.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Sorry for the long explanation, but I didn't want you to question when it didn't show up in front of you in October, if it doesn't make it,
Right.
you know, that's why.
Information is good. Okay. We have a motion.
Are you asking if you have a motion to approve the extension as read by?
It would be a motion to continue this matter to October, assuming he can do the advertising, and then a motion to extend the decision deadline to December 31, 2025.
So I have a further question before we make any type of ruling. If we don't have the time to do this, we still have to put it to a vote. I mean, you said that he's looking for an extension, right? So we just not approve the extension? Is that the way it works? I mean,
He's not looking for an extension.
He's
looking to continue the matter on the calendar. That's all. And assuming he doesn't get the advertising, it won't make the agenda anyway.
Okay,
Well, it's the extension of the time clock.
okay,
It's not an extension of any decision that you've rendered like the previous one was.
Right.
This is when we certify an application in the office as a complete application, meaning they've provided all of the required items that the regulations say that they have to provide, that starts a time clock for a decision that
Okay.
you have to issue. That time clock has been ticking for, I don't know, years at this point. The applicant has come back repeated. My understanding is they got stuck in a study, a National Grid study. So they were not ready to proceed. They had to wait for that study. While they're waiting for that study, that clock keeps ticking. And if that clock runs out and you don't issue a decision before that clock runs out, that's an automatic approval. So we don't want that clock to run out. We want you to have the time clock needed to make a decision. They are the ones that have repeatedly requested the continuance. And so with that request, we say back, okay, then we need to extend the time clock because you need the time to make a decision. So if they show up for October, it's a December 31 time clock. If they show up in November, it's a December 31 time clock. If they show up in December, it's a December 31 time clock. At some point, probably if they don't show up until November, we will need to talk about that December 31 time clock and whether that needs to get extended, because you guys most of you have not seen this application before and are going to need time to get up to speed. So that's something that we have to kind of take that one step at a time with the applicant and go through this process. At this point, they're saying until December 31st. If we start to butt up against that time clock and you guys are not up to speed, you're not ready to make a decision, then we talk about extending that further.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so just motion to continue the matter to the October planning board meeting and extend the time for deciding the matter to December 31, 2025.
So moved.
Seconded.
Okay. Board members, what's your pleasure?
Spencer, yes.
Boudreaux, yes.
Terranova, yes.
Adams, yes.
Roberts, yes. Thank you. We're looking at October meeting.
Through and extended to December.
Alrighty then.
Here we go.
All right, old business item number 3, growth management outline by interim planner Ashley Sweet.
So you have a bit of a lengthy memorandum in front of you, but hopefully the fact that it is kind of broken out in a table and by section will help you. And essentially what this table is doing is giving you our proposed approach to updating the growth management program, which consists of a couple of different documents. I can go through this with you. I can just ask if you have questions, concerns, comments, however you want to handle this. But essentially, we want to keep you informed as we work on this, because we want to make sure that you're on board with the general approach and that you are aware of how we're making these updates, and that if you have questions and concerns, we know about them and can incorporate those. I don't want to bring you a document at the end of the day and be like, here you go, like we didn't tell you what we did or how we did it. But please okay it and pass it off to the council. That's not fair. So this memo is intended to kind of walk you through the process that we're going through and give you the updates that we're intending to make and what the rationale is. The text in red is stuff where we don't have that, because we're looking at this from the approach that right now the growth management program establishes an impact fee, but that impact fee is only based off of the school capital budget. So when someone comes to town, pulls a building permit for a new residence, they pay an impact fee. That impact fee goes into a restricted account. That restricted account can only be used to pay for school capital expenses. When you levy an impact fee, you have to have a needs assessment and a rational nexus between what you're collecting the fee for and what you're spending the fee on. The town does not have a needs assessment for anything other than the school district. So we are, one, updating that needs assessment to current data because it's 20+ years old. And two, establishing a section within the growth management or a couple pieces of the growth management program that will then also allow you to levy an impact fee for municipal capital expenses. We don't have that right now. So all of the impact fee money pays school capital expenses. You can't levy an impact fee on municipal capital. after this, you would be able to establish that program. And you would be able to have two separate funding sources, one for school capital collected off of one impact fee and another for municipal capital collected off of a different impact fee. Right now, you're only doing one.
Okay,
Is that based off the value of the property and home? Is that how that's done? Or is it a
As
set
in-
fee?
It's a fee that's based on a calculation that has, it's not based on the value of the home. It's supposed to be based on basically the generic impact that that residence will have on school services, community services, regardless of the value of the home.
Okay. Thank you.
no, just for clarity, when I built my new house several years ago, paid the impact fee, and it was explained to me at that time that everybody paid the same amount
Yes,
to get the permit.
yes. It's a,
Answer your question a little better.
Oh, so it's like, no matter what, if you had 5 kids or 1 kid,
it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter if you're building a 1-bedroom house, or 10-bedroom mansion. It's the same fee for everybody.
And you,
Hence it being 20 years old and being needed to be updated.
yes, so there is state law that regulates levying impact fees, and it's pretty clear about how often that's supposed to get updated.
Mhm.
This wasn't.
Mhm.
So this will get that up to current standards, up to where it needs to be. It's based off of information that's, right now, it's based off of information that's essentially collected from the school district and their capital expenses. And then these things are plugged into a little formula and it spits out a fee at the end, which I think right now is pretty low.
Mhm.
But again, that's restricted money that cannot be expended except to pay for school capital.
Right.
Setting up a secondary impact fee that's
Right.
based off of municipal capital will let you use that money for municipal
Sure.
capital expenses. So it's doing two things. It's setting up that secondary fee, and it's also bringing the current one up to standards where it needs to be now.
Okay, thank you.
So again, I'm happy to go through any of these with you, ask anything, but the things that you see in red are the sections that we are going to be creating essentially to create that secondary impact fee. The sections in black exist. And we are either doing minor tweaks, really almost nothing, like definitions and things like that, or, updating data. We did some work on looking at other examples, best practices. Is there a better way to calculate the fee? We've looked at other Rhode Island communities. And so this is kind of where we've landed as the best approach to bring this to where it needs to be. And again, I, don't want to just throw this at you at the last minute. I want you guys to know what we're doing as we go, so that when we get to the point that we ask you to take a look at it and send it over to the council, you feel comfortable with it.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, guys?
No.
I do not. I did read some of it in the email, and I figured the red that was something that was either we didn't have or was going to be updated. But other than that, I think it's a good idea to have it spread out, the municipality.
I like the idea of adding to the municipality as well, instead of just the school fund. Okay,
Nothing more for you to do. There's no vote on it, Mr. Chairman.
very good. Thank you.
And if you take a look at this, one night when you can't sleep and you have ideas, feel free to reach out, and we can have a call or exchange email over any of your questions.
All righty then. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Danielle. Next segment, new business, none. Technical Review Committee,
No report.
none. Solicitors report,
None, thank you.
planners report, you're welcome.
None.
Correspondence and updates, none. Date of next meeting is October 1st, 2025. Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. There's a motion and a second.
Don Spencer, yes.
Boudreaux, yes.
Karen over, yes, sorry. I was already gone.
Adams, yes.
I was already in the.
Roberts, yes. We are adjourned. Thank you, and we'll see everyone in October.